The scrutiny of how public funds were used in 2021 has continued before the Public Accounts Committee. Members of Parliament approved the national budget, while the Auditor General is empowered to raise audit queries on the utilization. The latest to appear is the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, Dmmu, which was cited for various irregularities, which includes the over 620 million kwacha debt owed to suppliers, missing accrued sheets, undelivered milli meal, and failure to unveil contracts for 4 millers, among others.
The unit received an amount of 650 million kwacha to cater for COVID-19 emergency responses. Now, my question was, you received the funding of 650 million kwacha, and yet you still accumulated a debt of 620 million. I would want to understand how the two figures are correlated. There's no correlation between the two figures. There was a funding and a debt which was less than the funding. To the expectation of the committee was that the debt couldn't have been existed. It couldn't have existed because they were funded more than what they accumulated. That's why I asked him a question, a very technical question, that how authentic is this very debt?
These 12 areas which was given 9,280. There were no acquittals. And your response, controlling officer, those who help you to answer these questions, can they be serious and put the record clearly?
These were some of the responses from Dmmu National Coordinator Dr. Gabriel Paulen.
In terms of the debt, rightly, there's an indication here that part of it was mainly due to COVID. One of the things that you can do to understand the expenditure composition and pattern at Dmmu is to look at the uniqueness of 2020 and 2021. Most of the funds were allocated towards COVID. But I'll speculate, but then I would also request that if there's need beyond the speculation for additional information.
We don't speculate. We would just ask the NC if he has no information not to submit.
With not so satisfying answers, Public Accounts Committee Chairperson Warren Mambazi has since asked Dmmu to avail the reports over the raised queries.
Of the contracts, expired contracts, issues of those donations, we would like to have reports to that effect to ensure that from Ministry of Agriculture, and also there's also that disparity, I think, which Honorable Daka keeps talking about in terms of COVID fund, what was budgeted, what was. Would like Auditor General to do a verification on those few issues to just put a clause to that effect.
The report of the Public Accounts Committee will be submitted to the main house, but so far, there are no good answers for the misuse of public funds. Victoria Kayeye Yambani, Dmmu News.